people. No, I will succeed. How foolish. Nothing will stand in my way.
Cold cut steepest.
I will take out your heart and savor its might.
I've no mana. Wait. No mana.
Infinite pursuit. Snatch the thread. We that fail.
That was almost a challenge. My blood runs cold. Ruthless prowess.
To disgrace these sands.
Cut steepest. Your blood runs cold.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Without further ado, let's talk about the build. So, our base damage for our Glacial Lance is 91k, and if we proc our buffs, kill frozen enemies here, we are at 153k. This is our mapping damage, guys. So for the support gems, how are we reaching this? We have martial tempo for more attack speed, very important. Primal armament, more elemental damage because we're doing a lot of cold damage, and that's pretty much our only damage source. We have cold infusion for more cold damage, 25% damage, and then ice bite. That's what's giving us 35% when we freeze an enemy. Then bullseye. This gives us 50% more accuracy rating. So if you see my stats here, I have 73.71 to 103%. And my main hand critical hit chance is 20.48. This is my damage. Take a screenshot. We have our physical and cold damage here. 46% rarity? I didn't know that. I didn't even know it was that high. So that's our support gems for Sniper's Mark, very typical arcane tempo, single out ingenuity, combat frenzy. We have profusion, very standard. And then for our Herald of Ice, we have cold mastery, ambush to help our clear, and then magnified effect to increase that area effect, and long shots so that enemies from further away can die easily. Then on our cast on critical, this is about to get very important. We have frost bomb to apply cold exposure. If you don't know what cold exposure is, it lowers down the cold resistance of your enemy. Then we have Comet, which deals a lot of damage, especially during boss fight. Cast on critical is mainly used for boss fights. It procs during mapping as well, so it's pretty good. We have Impetus to increase the energy, so we can proc Comet more often, and Frostbomb, and energy retention, so that we can reduce the mana cost. So for the Frostbomb in Cast on critical, I have it at level 2, simply to minimize the amount of mana cost. For Wind Dancer, I have Blind. You can put whatever you want in here. And then we are using Roa simply because of the movement penalty when we activate Glacial Lance, and it has a very severe penalty. Therefore, Roa mitigate that or eliminate that completely. Our support gems here is Loyalty, Elemental Army, Meat Shield. Very typical. It's like the three common ones there. And I'll show you what I mean about that. So when I'm firing my Glacial Lance, I'm stopping very briefly, only because I have a lot of skill speed. But if you don't, you will feel the difference. But with the Roa, you can keep firing this without any movement penalty, which is really nice and very important when you're doing breaches. And I'll show that to you in a little bit here. Then for our hypothermia, this is to apply curse, and it lowers the your enemy's cold resistance to minus 26%, and because of heightened curse, this actually becomes minus 33% because it increases that magnitude. So we're combining hypothermia and frost bomb to lower the resistances of our bosses or enemies. Then we have curse ground for hypothermia and ritualistic curse for more area effect. Then we have Cast on Freeze. This is our main ability for mapping as well, uh, mostly for ad clear because when we freeze, we get energy, and then Comet will come down. We have Spell Cascade so that this will randomly project more comments around the area, so it produces more ad clear. And then we doubled up on Frostwall just because it's for fun. And let's see if I can proc that real quick. We're at 33%. And you'll see how chaotic, or you probably saw how chaotic it was on the clips. I think that was my cast on critical. And you'll see the walls pop up here. And it's so cool when everyone is standing. And then your comet would destroy those frost wall and create an explosive freezing effect and more area damage. So it's a beautiful synergy that they have there. I'm gonna proc it more frequently. As you can see, it procs better when there's a rare around. When it's just regular. Yeah, it's so cool. And it absolutely destroys rares. It's amazing. Okay, so for our gear, also we have Malice because of our scepter. For our spear, we went for spike spear simply to increase the DPS. I know sea glass. I had a sea glass in my last video, but I switched to spike spear. It has critical hit chance, base damage of 6.5. I wanted this spear because it has a really high base DPS because of our physical and cold and accuracy and attack speed. And to get this amount of damage on the spear, on the sea glass is very expensive right now. Obviously, I will most likely upgrade to sea glass in the future when I have the budget. But right now, this cost me 50 exalt, and it is absolutely a steal. And I love this weapon. It increased my DPS by a lot. Holy shit, we're 169k here. Okay, all right, all right. That must be Herald of Ice proccing as well because we have on our passive um, coming calamity. Or was it already activated? I'm not sure. Well, we'll figure that one out. I'm not sure why we're at 169. Okay, so for our hood, we want to have accuracy and evasion. As you can see here, I have 533 accuracy here. I also have crit chance in here, intelligence. We need intelligence because our scepter requires a lot of intelligence. On our scepter, we have 45% increase in spirit, mana, intelligence, and mana regen. Mana regen is very important for this build because we are spamming our glacial lands. For our amulet, we have allocated storm charger. So what storm charger does is 40% increase elemental damage if you've dealt a critical hit recently. Recently is understatement. We are critting almost every fucking second. And then we gain 20% increase crit hit chance. And then for our amulet, we focus more on the accuracy, spirit, all attributes, and mana regen. Very important. For our rings, we have mana regen, then physical and cold damage to attacks, and 5% increase in cold damage and whatever resistance you want in there. Then for our other ring, physical and cold damage, and then increase in cold damage. We're doing only physical and cold damage for this build, guys, and then some resistances. For our belt, some resistances, I need a better one. I need a triple resist and more life and mana if I can find one. For our boots, movement speed, very typical. Fire resistance, dexterity, evasion rating, maximum mana, some rating if you can afford it. And then for our gloves, we have physical and cold damage attacks and accuracy and attack speed. So three things for these gears: mana regen, accuracy, and attack speed. Very important. And for the damages is physical and cold. And we want attack speed because Glacial Lance is very slow at the beginning, and in order for your mapping to feel really, really good, you want this kind of attack speed. You wanna be able to spam the fuck out of this, and it's absolutely beautiful when things just explodes in ice. Everything is frozen, everything is chilled. You have comets coming down, you have frost wall, you have ice wall coming down. Look at that. Ooh. And it also helps us defense too. Don't think the wall is hindering you because most of the time it's gonna break, and if it doesn't, you have that defense in front of you that they can't shoot through if you ever need to. Look at that rare. So your mapping clear is gonna be it's super easy now. Tier 50. We're at tier 16 by the way. This isn't tier 15, so you can see here, very, very simple. So for the cost of these gears, I think this was 10 exalt for my scepter. I think 15 for my amulet. This was 20 for my hood, for my helmet. My body armor was 5 exalt. Dude, this was a steal. Look at my evasion rating on this. It wasn't quality, so I qualitied it. I put runes in there, and look at my evasion rating. It's insane. So I bought that for 5 exalt. My rings were very cheap. I don't think anyone was buying physical and cold, so these were no more than 5 exalt. My boots, I found this, I think. My belt, I found this. I didn't have to spend on it. And then my gloves was around 20 exalts as well because of the accuracy and the physical damage. Like I said, very easy to build this because physical and cold is not popular right now. Everyone is going for the lightning build, so take advantage of this, fellas. So passives. We went for more attack damage. We used to have attack speed in here, but we have enough of that, so we went for more attack damage there. Then we went for evasion rating here, and then we went for another evasion rating here at Bestial Skin for 100% increased evasion rating from equipped body armor. So that's mostly our defense part there. Then we grab this critical damage bonus node, but it reduces our global defenses by 15%. That's okay. That's fine. We're fully evasion anyway. Then we're grabbing Catalyst for more elemental damage. We grab all these three nodes here. And then Falcon Dive for more increased attack speed and accuracy rating. And then Acceleration for more movement speed and skill speed, very important. Then we have Maiming Strike for attack damage. And then we grabbed all these spear nodes here. Take advantage of all of these. And then we have Coming Calamity for more extra cold damage when we have Herald of Ice active. Then we grab all these crit because we are Huntress. Then our first Emerald Jewel is 3% increased attack speed, attack damage, projectile damage. Very important. I also have a Sapphire here. You want to focus on cold damage, critical damage. Um, I got lucky with a critical hit chance for spells and then 14% increase in elemental damage. I wanted this to boost my damage for my comments and frostwall to increase my boss DPS, and this works perfectly well because of this node here, Spellblade. 32% increased spell damage while wielding a melee weapon. This is absolutely beautiful with our synergy because we are wielding a melee weapon, the spear, and this gives us 32% increase on our comments and Frostwall, which increases our boss DPS dramatically. We also have our crit nodes here. So we have damage on critical, deadly force, so that when we crit combined with crashing wave, we have 106 total increase in damage if we hit a crit recently, which we will. We also grab flow state for more mana regen and skill speed, obviously, and then 8 increase attack speed and cast speed, flow like water node, because we want more speed, more clear speed. We also have Step Like Mist for more increased movement speed and then mana regen. So we're grabbing all the mana regen here. We also have Essence of Bound. We're not getting rid of this because we are purely cold damage and it helps our freeze build up. Then we grab attack damage here for Killer Instinct. 30% increased attack damage on full life and 50% increased attack damage when on low life. We also have tenfold for more increase in attack speed. You get the drill. We're going for attack speed, okay? Attack speed, attack speed, attack speed. And then for the future, I want to fill up this mana reducing cost. I had this before, but I allocated more on damage this time around, but I'm going to fill this up as I level up. So we're going to grab Conservative Casting, 20% increase on mana regen, and 8% reduced cost of skills. So that pretty much covers it. Oh, our other emerald is 4% increase attack speed, 5% increase attack damage, 11% increase in projectile damage. These jewels are pretty expensive, 10 exalt, 15 exalts, I think. So overall, I think the whole budget is around 2 divine total, maybe less. These are my stats. I'm almost capped on resistance, except chaos, because I never have chaos resistance ever. And then dex 223, 203 intelligence, 78 strength. My accuracy is, can you even see that in here? No. But let's go find the breach and then we can, you can see it in real time. All right, sweet. We found the breach. I just wanted to showcase to you all live the effectiveness of having Roa while using this build. It's so much easier simply because you can move around the enemies. Not even that, you can go through them with the Roa. Ooh, there's a shrine here. I'll take that. And you can just kind of just plow through them while freezing them, because our glacial lance pierces through everything. So it's really nice. By the way, if you have any questions, comment down below. I'm gonna post a written guide as soon as I upload this. But if you have any questions or any suggestions, mind you, I want to make this build better than the lightning spear. I know it's not going to, but I want to try to get as close to the lightning spear DPS on boss fights and such. So if you have any questions or any suggestions on how to scale cold damage to a point where we're one-shotting tier 4 Zesh, please let me know, because I am struggling on finding a way, but we will, we always do. So have a good night. Peace.